Hello there. Thank you for tuning into PeopleSoft channel. In the previous episode, I showed you how to kick off Elastic Search Engine. Once Elastic Search Engine is up and running, the stage is all set. Now I can hit the ground running and configure global search for any specific set of PeopleSoft application data. That's what I'm going to do in the next few episodes. I'm going to pick a component and we will make the data related to that component searchable using global search feature. The very first step in this process is I need to create a PS query around the searchable data. I'm very excited. Let's get started. First, I will log into my PeopleSoft single user environment. Let me drill into different search categories. If you notice, PeopleSoft has already configured global search for frequently accessed data. For example, asset information, purchasing information, supplier information, and the list goes on. My tutorial will be handy for you if you want to configure global search for your custom component, or for that matter, any component for which Oracle did not configure global search. After digging, I found one component that you are familiar with and also suitable for this tutorial, and the component name is Message Catalog Entry Component. I am sure you are familiar with this component. Let me navigate to Message Catalog, People Tools, Utilities, Administration, Message Catalog. Let me do a blanket search. I will pick this description and try to search globally. Let me click on the Home button. Search. I will paste the description. Let me kick off the global search. Clearly, our Elasticsearch did not recognize our keyword because global search is not configured for this component. Now, let me go ahead and configure global search for our message catalog component. Let me flip over to PeopleSoft search architecture diagram. I love this architecture diagram because it gives me a big picture of what's going on. Like I discussed in episode 1, there are multiple ways where we can create data source for our search engine. One of the ways is PS query. The other sources are connected query. We can also create data source for our search engine through a file or a web page, but in our specific case, a simple PS query would do. We cannot use just like any PS query for the Elasticsearch engine. There are some specific rules we need to follow so that it is suitable for our search process. I quickly hopped onto PeopleBooks to show you the rules that we need to follow to create a search query. Obviously, the very first thing is you need to select the fields that you want to search. Next thing is there should be a field in your query that tracks when was this particular row last updated. I will elaborate more on this field very soon. Next is drilling URL. With this, you can guide user to a particular destination after he clicks on search results. The last two items are related to last updated field that I will discuss next. Imagine for a second you have already created PS query for our message catalog data, and that query returned 10,000 rows. And the data is as of January 1st, 2020. Now down the road we are going to transfer the data to the Elasticsearch server. So now Elasticsearch server has those 10,000 rows as of date January 1st. Now end user can run search against the data inside the Elasticsearch server. This is what we discussed in episode 1. For example, on February there are 500 more message catalog entries that were added and 200 were updated. Instead of resending the entire 10,500 rows of data from PeopleSoft to Elasticsearch, definitely it makes sense to send only those 700 rows of data, right? That's where last update date time will come into picture. How can Elasticsearch server identify those 700 rows? The answer is last update date time. If you notice, when you update a message catalog entry, definitely the last update date time would be updated. Likewise, when you add a message catalog entry, the last update date time will be updated. That's how Elasticsearch server identify which rows to pick from PeopleSoft environment. By the way, this process is called incremental index build process. If you want to reload the entire data from PeopleSoft to Elasticsearch, we call it as full index build process. I quickly jumped onto PeopleBooks to check if I have covered everything related to last updated record field. We just discussed in our example the importance of last updated record field in our search query. There is one more requirement of search query, that is, there should be a prompt on last updated record field, because PeopleSoft can pass the data to Elasticsearch dynamically. For example, if you are doing full index build, you can pass 01011900 to the query so that it can pull all the data related to the search query. If it's incremental indexing, for example, in our case, we will pass the date January 1st, 2020 so that it will only select the data modified after January 1st, 2020 to pass just the modified rows to Elasticsearch engine. Of course, the criteria goes hand in hand with the prompt. That's it, guys. In short, last update date time field is a required field if you want to create a search query. Now that we are familiar with rules and regulations of search query, let's go ahead and create search query for our message catalog component. I'm navigating to Reporting Tools, Query, Query Manager. I have opened the message catalog component in the new window so that you can have a glance on all the fields available for search. I'm going to select some fields on the header level as well as few fields on the line level as part of searchable data. Navigate it to Query Manager. Click on Create New Query. I'm selecting the header record of message catalog component. Before I select all the fields, let me go ahead and select line level record. Now we are going to join with the header record. This is the header record. It is prompting me to join the key fields between header and line. I'll say yes. Now I'm going to select the searchable fields. I'm going to select the message set number, description short, description. So I'm going to select these 3 fields on the header and 3 fields in the line level. Since I have already selected the message set number at the header level, I am not going to select in line level, message number, message text, message severity. By now, you must be aware this field is mandatory. So we have completed this step and we have also completed this step. Now let's go ahead and create drilling URL. In order to create drilling URL, navigate to Expressions, Add Expression. In the drop down, select drilling URL. Here you will see a bunch of options. In our case, we will help the user to navigate to the message catalog component. I will select component URL and fill the details related to our message catalog component. I will click on search keys, check the selection flag, and dynamically populate the search key of our message catalog component with search query results. Click OK. Click OK. Our drilling URL is ready. In order to make the drilling URL as part of the search query, click on Use As field. Now I will click on Edit and give some meaningful unique name. I would say MSG cat drill. Click OK. So we have completed drilling URL. The next thing is we need to have a prompt against last updated field and also criteria for last updated field. Let's do both of these tasks at once by navigating to criteria. We will add criteria and we will select the last update field. Click on Show Fields. So this is the field we need to select. It is in the line level record. It doesn't matter whether it exists in the header level record or line level record. It should exist, and even the field name doesn't matter. It should be of type date time. And the next thing is you need to select not less than, and this is recommended by Oracle, because if you want to select only the modified rows, we need to use not less than particular date. In our case, it should be a prompt. I will click on the new prompt. Click OK. Click OK. That's it, guys. Our search query is ready. Let me click on the run button. Assume we are doing full index build. I will enter the date 01/01/1900. The time part is mandatory. We need to use 0:0. Click OK. As you can see, it has selected enormous amount of data. Just for this demonstration, I want to bring down the number of rows to reduce load on my server. I will add one more criteria. I will select only message set number less than 4000. Let me rerun it. Click OK. So now I think it's much better. Let me check if my drilling URL is working. It did not directly take me to the main page. I know the reason. If I check the message catalog component, there is a property called force search processing. Because of that, we are stuck at the search page. Let me uncheck that. Let me save it. Let me give it one more shot. Awesome. Since we got the results as expected, let's go ahead and save the query. Saving it. Let's name the query MSG cat SRCHQRY, and make sure the owner is public. It's very important. If your query is private, it cannot be used as a search query. Make sure the owner is always public. I'll click OK. That's it, guys. Our search query is ready. I know today we went through long and lengthy process, but trust me, guys, the hard part is over. Rest everything is all about configuration. It shouldn't take much time. I really hope you gained some new knowledge today, and if so, don't forget to subscribe my channel for more interesting content. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time.